You know, I think we can all agree on one thing. This year was fucking awesome for movies. Sure, there were some stinkers, but that's true for every year. 2022 in particular just straight up had some more bangers than usual, and I am most pleased by that. There were some films from this year that likely would have made the list, but unfortunately won't be due to my unwatching of them. Unwatching? What the f? I'll try to get to them eventually, just not now. As for honorable mentions, however, I have Turning Red, Scream 5, Bodies, 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 The Menu, X and Pearl, The Black Phone, Pinocchio, All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery. Now, on to the gemstones.
Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass. Whoa!
Jackass Forever. Jackass the movie was the first R-rated movie I ever watched ever, so naturally it was only fitting that I would try and catch up on these films in time for an unexpected but very welcome fourth installment. With just how far they went with this one and how memorable my theater experience was, I can't help but consider this to be my favorite of the series. People getting hit in the balls is funny, guys, and if you disagree, fuck you. Perhaps the hardest I laughed all year, and that accounts for a lot. But guys, please, give Aaron a break. He can only suffer so much. Actually, never mind. Keep torturing him. It's funny.
No, no, just no, just no.
There's a lot that can be said about Nope. From its intriguing themes to its exceptional directing, as well as genuinely shocking horror, what the fuck? I already had high expectations going into this, given the greatness of Jordan Peele's Get Out and the okayness of Us. But it ended up going in directions I not only wasn't expecting, but was completely blown away by. In a year with a lot of surprisingly great horror films, this one takes the crown as my absolute favorite one of the year, and I can't wait to see what Peele does next.
Oh, magic conch shell, what do we need to do to get out of the kelp forest?
Marcel, the shell with shoes on. Because it's fucking cute, that's why. I love this little shell, alright. I even bought the little fucker, that's how much I enjoyed this little film. I really gotta hand it to A24 for always making just about anything work, really. Spoilers, this won't be their only film on this list. They managed to make a family film about a stop-motion talking shell, one of the most delightful things I've seen all year. It's like a Ghibli film, but made at a time when Ghibli is dead and another company has to deliver on the goods. If you haven't seen this yet, well, then it's fine if you don't, but fuck you if so.
Something's in my ass.
Huge surprise, the Batman ended up being good. I don't really know what else needs to be said about this one. The directing, action, music, and performances were all on point. Admittedly, the Riddler was a little goofy, but he still worked for what they were going for. It's just a really damn solid Batman story that proves that it really ain't possible to just overdo Batman. We can always use more of the guy, and after all the reboots we've gotten over the years, this one still manages to feel fresh and new, finally bringing to the big screen what everyone truly loves about the character. I'll gladly take more of what Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson are doing with this series over whatever the fuck's going on over there right now. Keep up the good work, guys. Can't wait for the sequel.
What's a 50-year-old lollipop man doing on fucking karate? What was he, a Chinese lollipop man?
The Banshees of Inisherin. Martin McDonough really blew me over. God damn it. Martin McDonough really blew me over. Oh my fucking god. I can't fucking say it right. Martin McDonough really blew me away with In Bruges. A perfect blend of humor, heart, and, well, those two things. Honestly, one of my favorite films of the last 15 years. So to see Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson return for another one of his films, well, come on, this was obviously going to be good. While I didn't like it quite as much as In Bruges, it was honestly really damn close, so much so that they aren't really worth comparing. They're both great movies, let's just leave it at that. Banshees not only ended up being funnier than I was expecting, but sadder as well. Everything from the story to the characters ended up being way different from what I was expecting, in ways I won't spoil, but if you haven't seen it yet, then watch it? I don't know.
Hey bro, watch your jet. Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet!
Top Gun Maverick. I had hopes this sequel would be good, especially considering how much of a role Tom Cruise has been on lately, but oh my god, I wasn't expecting it to be this good! I don't hate the original Top Gun particularly, but it's also not, worth anything. As one of the last of the 80s classics, I would expect to get a legacy sequel that would actually hold up against many of the others we've been getting lately. But not only does this one blow the original out of the sky, it demonstrates to the world what exactly a modern blockbuster should be. With some of the best action filmmaking I've ever seen, with a simple but very investing story. Seriously, I never cared about Maverick beforehand. How did he quite literally become one of my favorite fictional characters of recent memory? If there's any theater experience I will always remember, it'll be my viewing of The Northman. Going to Harkins late at night with my friend, getting tickets to the Cine One theater, yeah, you know, the big one. Mixing popcorn and M&Ms like in Mr. Robot and getting a stomachache afterward. But most of all, watching this banger of a film on the big screen. Yes, please! Admittedly, The Northman has a pretty simple, and let's be honest, slightly derivative story. But that being said, the vibes of said story go so hard that it honestly made for one of the best feelings I've ever had watching a film. Too bad it underperformed at the box office, you bunch of fucking cocksuckers. This is why we don't get more movies like this, you know? I gotta say, Robert Eggers is already on track of being one of the best filmmakers of our generation. All I could think during that last fight scene was, this is cinema.
Now, good luck to you. And get the fuck out of my office.
The Fabelmans. Spielberg, it's great to have you back. In a strange way, though, I kind of fucking hate this movie. It makes me realize just how lazy I am when it comes to attempting a film career. It takes a lot of passion and hard work to become a true filmmaker, and it's something that this film will make clear. Despite how much this film almost downplays how much I've done filmmaking-wise compared to Sammy Fabelman, it also solidifies just how much I love film. Not just because the movie is so good as a film, but because it demonstrates what exactly cinema means to people. In Sammy's case, how that passion can evolve into the desire to create cinema himself. He honestly is, and I can't stress this enough, literally me. The difference is, he canonically became successful in his career. That part probably won't be me. At the end of the day, I'm glad Spielberg got to make a film as honest and personal as this. I actually enjoyed learning a bit of his life, and yeah man, I get it. Parental divorce fucking sucks. But hey, it is what it is.
Now that we're men, we are invincible.
RRR, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. There's honestly no reason for this film to work as well as it does. It's so ridiculous and insane, but despite how crazy it gets, it never quite becomes stupid level. On top of armies of CGI animals, stylistic dance sequences, and cartoon-level action sequences, there's a generally compelling story here with well-developed characters. Wish Hollywood was more capable of balancing these kinds of things. It's 3 hours long, and I wouldn't cut a thing. I honest to God have no complaints. It's just that good. It's so good that half of Letterboxd isn't even complaining that it's not gay enough. And that really tells you something in this day and age. And believe me, this was very well a possible first place of the year for me. Unfortunately for this film, however, it's not everything everywhere all at once. Oh yeah, spoilers.
Now we're cooking.
I mean, seriously, what more could you want from a movie? And I mean it too. It's rare to come across a film that does literally everything. And believe me, this film is so ambitious for what it's going for that it could have failed so hard. But it just so happens to have the right balance of heart, comedy, action, and just all-out weirdness. There are so many points where I told myself this should not be working, yet somehow it always does. Hell, this ain't even a perfect film necessarily, but it easily evoked the most emotion from me out of any film this year, and I personally feel that's what's most important. Everything from the story, the characters, and the wonderfully weird premise, there's just nothing to complain about. It's also just really damn funny. How is this indie film with a lower budget than the conventional blockbuster look so much more impressive than anything put out by these big budget studios? I guess all it takes is a small but very passionate group of filmmakers. Seriously, Daniels, if either one of you are reading this, get started on your next film ASAFP as soon as fucking possible. Anyways, that's the end of the list. Like I said, a really good year for films, especially for an even number year. Hopefully, 2023 will bring us another handful of goodies. If not, well, fuck it, I don't care, I'll just rewatch the films on this list. Have a happy Monday, everyone. Or whatever day you're watching this.